I heard your speech and you were saying that obviously Ursula von der Leyen lied, the European Commission lied, Pfizer lied.
Yes.
So
Bill Gates lied, Albert Bourla lied, all these big pharma guys lied. Unfortunately, the majority of the media lied. The public institutions lied. The European Medical Agency lied. The FDA from the United States, CDC lied. All of them lied and people died.
Yeah,
because they told us and you guys that these injections will stop the spread of the virus. This is the reason why they imposed the green certificate. I was opposing the green certificate because for me it was a matter of principles.
absolutely.
It was violating basic fundamental rights. I did not consider that it's okay for me, as an elected by the people for the people, to expose a person at risk of having potentially adverse effects after these injections. So that's the reason why I voted against it. But we find out now that actually everything that they told us was a lie.
It's even worse than just
the biggest lie. The problem is, look, usually many people in these high offices, they lie.
Yeah.
But what we've witnessed all these years, it's unseen in the history of mankind. Because billions of people will lie, not just some people from one corner of the world. So all these politicians will have to be brought to justice.
I agree.
What they've done is criminal.
And you said that already criminal investigation has started, right?
Yes.
So my question is the following, actually. Do you think this will solve the matter? Because we have seen such gross corruption, not just in the media, but also in the government and in the legal system.
Well, look, at this point, I'm not in a position to question the legal system. What I'm just saying is the following. There's a criminal investigation. There's a public statement from the European Public Prosecutor's Office. Clearly, there's an investigation on how Ursula von der Leyen signed the contract. So, in any normal democracy, someone holding such a high office must resign. Then we'll see what happens. Because you cannot trust her, you cannot trust this investigation, you cannot trust the European Commission anymore, knowing that there's a criminal investigation on how she signed contracts to buy, and I quote exactly, 4.6 billion doses of COVID vaccines. That means that she purchased 10 doses of vaccine for every human being in the EU, which is absurd. It's insane. Because here's something else. When they came up with the strategy to fight COVID, they started from the presumption that only the vaccines are going to solve the problem. And when they talked about vaccine, they mentioned two conditions: safe and efficient or effective. Well, we see now that they are not safe, at least not for 100% of the population. That's clear. It's a fact.
Yeah, it's a fact.
We see people in UK, for example, in Australia, in New Zealand, who are already receiving compensations after adverse effects. So clearly they are not 100% safe. This is one problem. The second problem is that they are not effective, they are not efficient. In other words, people are injected with this medical product and they still get COVID and they still spread the virus. So then what's the purpose of one? Why she bought 10 doses of vaccines for every EU citizen? It doesn't make any sense.
It might be much worse than you suspect.
Well, I think we can speculate, but let's stay with the facts.
Yeah, I agree.
And the facts are, she bought, she purchased, she signed contracts to purchase 4.6 billion doses of vaccines, which doesn't make any sense. She paid like 71 billion euros for them, which doesn't make any sense. On top of that, many of them were not used. They have to be,
I agree. So you said any person in such high office should resign. Do you think she will, or anybody will?
We are asking for it, and we will make sure she will.
I absolutely hope so.
At least a piece of honor.
Yeah.
If she really cares about the European Union, she must resign. I mean, that's a.
Because the thing is, what we are seeing is obviously the extreme corruption. And I doubt that they will resign. I think that they will rely on the corruption in the legal system.
Well, here's the thing, again, it's a matter of trust. She's resigning not because necessarily she's guilty. She's resigning because she believes that she wants to protect their office. This is how honorable people do it. This is how they were teaching us in Romania to do it.
If she was honorable, would she have purchased those vaccines under such
We just gotta hold her, to the highest standards. These are the standards that she proclaimed in Romania, in Bulgaria, and Croatia. So she gotta, follow the talk, walk the talk, as it said.
I appreciate your insight, but I'm afraid of what will happen.
Usually I'm a pragmatist, I'm not a pessimist, I'm not an optimist, I'm a pragmatist. And I'm looking at this issue from the perspective of what can I do to make things happen. What other people will do, that's their part. I know what I have to do, and I will do my part as I was elected to do. So I can assure you that.
Thank you a lot for doing your part.
Yeah, thank you. Keep the fight on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you so much.